What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing. I hope everybody enjoyed the holiday season. You got some good stuff. You went out, you bought some rods, you bought some equipment, all that good stuff. But you need to know where to fish in order to make those rods effective, and that's where I'm here to help you. So we're back on Lake Whitney tonight. We're going offshore again. I don't know about you guys. I get excited about offshore. When I go offshore, I feel like that's when I'm going to catch my biggest one, or that's when I have the chance of getting into just a school of fish where I can catch 20, 30 fish. So I get excited about offshore stuff. I hope you guys do too. And if you do, watch these videos because I am going to help put you guys on those offshore schools that'll really, really make bass fishing a ton of fun. Stick around. We got some good stuff for you tonight. Here we go. So here we are back on Lake Whitney. Last time we went through the Navionics side, we actually started down here on the southern side and we worked our way all the way up here to where this little dot is. That's where we're going to start today. We'll stay on the western side of the lake here for a couple more points, and then we're going to start wrapping back around on the east side and talk about what we can find over there. So if you've ever watched my videos before, basically I'm just trying to point out major offshore hotspots, based on contour lines and what I can tell from the mapping that look like areas you need to go check out. I'm not saying that every single one of these spots is going to have fish on them every single day, but I'm telling you that these are high percentage areas to go look at. So odds are you're definitely going to increase your percentage of being able to find the fish by using these points. So definitely use them to your advantage. Go out, check it out, simplisticfishing.com. You can get your waypoints out there. Let's go ahead and get started. So right here, we ended on this little dot last time, right here where this little ledge is. I really liked that ledge. I also like this over here. I didn't mark it. I need to mark it. But right here off this huge flat that's out here with a bunch of flooded timber and stuff, you get out off the side of it and you've got some really, really good ledges that are right out here. And you can tell because there's a creek channel right in here as well. So that creek channel is creating that ledge. You probably got some rocks out there, stuff like that, debris. So you definitely want to check out that spot right in there. All right, so as we move up, as we get a little bit further up, there's only a couple more marks up here, I think, to go over. One, there's a submerged bridge out here, so definitely go check out that submerged bridge that's right there in that spot right there. That looks like it could have some really good potential. Also, if you look here, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's a creek channel that runs back here. If you follow my little dot here, this creek channel runs back in here. Well, right here off of this flats, you got a real good flat point with some real good drops off of it that drop right into that creek channel. You have the same thing on this point as well. So both these points in here definitely look like they have some potential as well. Let's scoot back a little bit. Let's see if I had anything else up there. I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't put anything else up there. So let's start swinging back down. And what we're going to do is we're just going to work our way back down that river channel and see what else that we found. So as we get up here into this turn, this is where we started finding stuff. Now, we talked about this spot last time when we were on the video about fishing right there, right off where it makes that turn right off that point. That's going to be a really good spot. You've also got that submerged bridge there as well. But then up here too, where you've got some flooded timber, you've got a creek bed that comes in. And then right off the edge of that flat, you got like a little point that comes here. So you got some submerged culverts up there. You've also got a nice break right here off this little point, little flat top, right there by the creek channel. All of that looks really good. And then just kind of following that bend around, when you get into this next section, this is your next little point here with a real nice break. So basically you're going from 16 foot to 50 foot really fast. And you've got a creek channel on this side and a river channel on this side. So all of that sets up really well, really good as well. All right, so as we move a little bit further back in here, I don't know if I missed these, but they did have two little points here as fishing, diving hotspots. I can see those being good little secondary points because they are pretty close to the river channel. So maybe go back in there and check that out. You could also go back in here and check out behind the pond, behind the cliffs back here. So obviously you got big bluff walls here. You got a big river channel, but you might be able to find some stuff back in here as well. So maybe go back there and check it out. I didn't mark it. I don't really know, what that looks like. That might be tough to get back into, but anyways, you can check it out. All right, so as we move further back down this river channel, next thing is going to be this very first pocket. couple spots in here that I really liked. I like it. You know, obviously you guys know if you've watched any of my videos, I'm always looking for the creek channels, looking for the creek beds, looking for the river channels. And that's usually where I'm going to start trying to find the fish. So right in here, you've got a really good secondary point right here. And then over here, the creek bed makes a real good sharp turn right here. So you've got a real good swing right there going on against that little point right in there as well. So I really like that spot too. Let's keep moving down. We're just going to kind of come down the river here. We get over here by White Bluff Resort Marina. You got some interesting stuff in here with this creek bed that you could probably go out and just do some scanning around. Didn't see anything too crazy that I would really want to mark for you guys there. As we move further up here, though, and we get into this pocket, there was some pretty good stuff in here that I liked. I really like how if you follow this creek bed around, it comes here and it slams right up against the bank line right here. So I really liked this area right in there, right where I put that fish at. And then also as you come back out, you got some more ledges and things here. You got a submerged bridge that you could check out in that area as well. You got road beds you could check out too. My next point was actually right here. I like how this point comes out. It's got a real flat top to it. I like the flat tops and the points. Those are always awesome. And then if you have to, you can get out here off the edges of them and find them out here off the edge. And you got a real good creek bed that swings in right there and hits the edge of that point. So really like how that sets up. All right, if we follow that creek bed out, there's a couple spots way out here in the middle of the water you could check out. There's a submerged bridge that's out here. You could check this one out. It's not in too deep of water. It's in like 35 foot of water, so not too bad. And then right up here, the creek bed makes a really hard swing right here. So you got a really good bend right here in the creek bed. So maybe right in there you could check out as well if you needed to get pretty far out there. So definitely those two spots, they look fairly promising. As we go down here, I think we covered these last time, but if you follow that creek bed down, you can see these little ledges that's creating. So even right in here could be a good spot as well. I think we covered that when we were going up the other side, but I just wanted to point that out. So let's keep going down. Obviously, I think we marked these. There's going to be some riprap in there or something, so that's going to be a good spot. As we move further down here and we're following this main river channel, you could also look over here too. See where these little cutouts are? Those can be really good as well. Just super deep water probably over there. I guess not too bad, 25 foot. So right in here, you got your river that swings this way. So this point right here is going to be money. So you definitely want to look at this point right here, swinging really close to the river arm right there. That's going to be a really good spot for offshore. And then obviously the bluff walls are going to be good. And then over here as well, if you go on the back side where this thing drops off, over here, it's only 22 foot. So we've got craziness going on here. It's 68 foot here. Then you got a little 14 foot little point that comes out here before it drops. Also right in here looks interesting too. I have no idea what's going on here, but pretty much anything around this point, I think is really going to be a good spot for you guys. All right, so I don't know if you guys can hear that. My dog is snoring in the background, so hopefully you can't. But if you can, hey, that's just the way it goes sometimes when you're doing live video. So as I move over here, I've also got a point that comes up in here, and you can see the creek bed where it swings and comes right in here. Now it says there's flooded timber in here too. So if you've got flooded timber, plus you've got the creek bed and a nice little underwater point, that's a really good recipe for finding fish. So you definitely want to look there. You also want to look back here too, just following that creek bed. This could be good over here too. I marked over here because it swings up against the bank line, but this little flat in here could be really good too. All right, so then I'm going to keep moving back up. We're going to go in here where the Lake Whitney Marina is. There's several things in here that you could look at. There's a submerged bridge down here. You got some really good points, some really good drops. You've got a big flat that's over here as well. I marked this one here because this one you got a really good ledge here. And of course, if you follow the creek bed, it comes down here, it swings around, then it comes back up here and it creates a nice little ledge right here off the side. And then it makes a big bend and comes over here and creates a nice little ledge out here too. And you can see someone already put a mark there, shallow flat, that you know that that's a really good feeding flat right in that area. All right, so going up there, I didn't see too much up there, so I'm going to keep coming back down this side. We get out here closer towards this point. You know both these points are going to be good. Any of these points that are coming out and touching that main river channel, those are going to be primo points. They're definitely going to have fish on them, and they're going to have fish on them most times of the year. As you move further down here, again, just kind of looking at all these points, you could hit up each one of these points if you wanted to. And I guarantee some of them are going to be really good. Like that one's probably going to be good because it has that creek channel there. And look at how steep that is. And that's just crazy. So you check out those points. The next spot that I really liked was right in here. You got a little cutout, probably like a little creek bed or something that used to be running through here. But I really liked how that point's set up. It has some flat top on it. So it's got a little bit of top on it before it breaks off. So I really like that. And that's just more probably my personal preference on those points. So as we follow the river channel down, we're going to come down here. Here's another creek bed that comes through here. And you can see where I put a mark here. I really like this spot. I like how that creek bed comes in there. It has a really deep spot right here where this fishing icon is. So definitely just scan right in here. And then as you get there, you want to hit this point too. You want to check that point out and you want to check that point out too. So let's scoot back a little bit. Let me show you guys where I'm at. Well, actually you can see right here, I'm at McCown Valley Park. So I'm going to go down here. We just talked about that spot. Actually, that was the other spot. They look the same. Here's another one, creek bed coming in, swings around. You got a little foundation out there that you could check out. You could check out these little bins. They're really deep, but as you come in and get a little bit shallower, right in here, looks really good. This creek bed comes here. There's a submerged culvert, row bed. And then this creek bed comes right up here and it gets really close to this point that comes out. So that's why I marked that one. I really liked that. Obviously you can check out all these submerged bridges that are out there, all these ledges. You guys got all kinds of cool stuff to fish out on this lake. As you get in here, you've got flooded timber that's back in here. So it says flooded willows. If those are flooded willows, even better. Those are tons of fun to fish. Those are those stick-ups and things like that. Also back in here, you got a stock tank. So it looks like you might have like an old pond that's right in here that you could check out. We probably marked that on Google Earth. This is just a huge flat area over here. So finding them is going to be tough to find them in that huge flat, but you know that they're going to be over there somewhere. Definitely finding them in the flooded timber up here is going to be a good spot. And then if this is a pond dam that it says it is, then that's going to be really good too. So check out that. Also come out here. There's another pond that's right over here where I marked, so you can see where I have the fish mark at. There's another pond dam right in there, so you definitely want to look at that. Those pond dams on those flats can be really, really good. And then as we move further down here, get a little bit south of McCown Valley, we're going to get down here. We'll actually see some more underwater stuff going on. So there's all these single buildings you could check out. These are foundations typically. And sometimes they'll hold fish and sometimes they won't. And sometimes they're super hard to find. But if you look here, there's some humps going on out here. It's 6 foot. So it comes up about 4 foot. So you got 3 little humps right in here, right where I put that fish mark at. That's the 3rd hump. And then you've also got somebody else put something there, Whitney underwater something. So you definitely want to check that out. These little islands are going to be good. And then as we swing in here into this next little cove, really following the creek beds, you're going to see where I've got these marks at. Right here, you got a real good ledge. You got a good ledge there. Got another good one there as well. And then you could pretty much just kind of follow that in. Every time it makes a bend or a turn, check it out and see if the fish are locating to that. All right, so I'm going to scoot back a little bit. We're all the way down here now. We've made our way pretty far down the lake. Just following that river channel down, it's way down here. So over here is not going to be your prime fishing stuff, but this lake's so big, I don't think it's going to matter. You're going to find fish all over the place. But when we get back in here, we start getting into tons and tons of marks. Let's just go ahead and talk about what we see here. So one here, we got a nice point. Again, you got these awesome ledges and stuff out here. If you get on the back side of this point where I marked this, you can see there's some kind of like a river channel or a creek channel. I think it's a creek channel. You can see it right there. It swings really hard against this underwater point. So out here, you're only in 15 foot of water, but you got a really good break going on right there. So check that out. Come over here, check out the edge of this point. This area, if you just put a block around this area, I guarantee you could find some fish right around this area. You got too much going on here not to be able to find something. Also out here, you got another little hump. So I marked that for you with a submerged bridge and the creek bed going right beside it. I mean, that is like awesome offshore stuff right there. Finding those spots like that. Also out here, another good offshore spot. Creek bed comes in, hits an underwater point. It's only about 9-10 foot. That's money. And then you follow that creek bed back, it does it again, hits it right here. Another really good spot to be able to find fish, and a huge flat that's out here that you could fish as well come springtime. So as I move back further away from that, I'm going to come over here and get into this little pocket over here. It's the same thing, guys. I'm pointing out the same things. It's just different spots in the water. But here, following that creek bed back, you can see two underwater points right here and right here. This one's got a real good flat top to it. This one's really defined. So two really good points there. And then following that creek bed again, hits the point off that underwater flat right there. And that's going to be a really good spot right in that area. You can tell just by the way the contour is set up on it. Also, swinging down, here's your next swing. Good spot. Good spot. These are all just creek swings, right? So, and then right here as well. So all those spots right in there are going to be good. Definitely want to check it out. Even though this isn't on the riverside per se, over here close to the riverside where I would normally fish, just the way that sets up for offshore stuff, I just absolutely love it. All right, so I'm going to keep moving over here. We got more offshore stuff here. We got a big underwater point that comes out. Again, you've got a road bed that's over here, but really good ledge that's over in this spot. Same type thing here, real good ledges here. You got ledges out here too. If you look real closely, you can follow that creek bed. It kind of gets lost in here, but there's a creek bed running through here somewhere. And that's probably what's causing these really sharp ledges. So right here, you've got another sharp ledge. You got a couple people putting fishing icons out there. You've got a lot of stuff going on out here. Look at all these really deep breaks and stuff like that. Really good stuff. And then we get down here a little bit further down towards towards this harbor marina. We get in here, we get some really good contours as well. If I zoom in here, you'll see what's going on. Real good ledges here. There's like a little deep spot right in here, but a real sharp ledge right off the edge. You can check that out. No more sharp ledges right in here. There's actually some icons in here too, where people have put this from the locals have put spots out here too. So you definitely want to come out here and check it out as well. Right here, you've got a big ledge that's out here. Here's your major creek channels. You could come out here. I mean, this is all gonna be how comfortable you fishing deep, but man, some of this stuff just looks really, really good, especially if you're comfortable getting out there and fishing in that really deep water. So that takes us back down here to where we started. I think we started right back here on the left side of the dam. So we've got one more spot to look at. Obviously, you got big bluff walls all in here. This all looks good. And then down here, this will be the last spot that we talk about on Whitney. This is a little point that comes out. And you can see it has a really sharp break off of it, and I really like it. Main Lake, all looks good. I would definitely go over and check that out. Hey guys, if you haven't gone out and checked out my site yet, please do, simplisticfishing.com. You can go out and get all these waypoints and get them imported into your graph. It definitely changes the way you fish. It makes things much, much simpler. And of course, it helps the channel out as well. So until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.